Right, 12 October 2025, and today I'm excited to be giving you the Sunday update. So this is one of the busiest news days of the week, and today I want to quickly go into what is happening. You saw yesterday Mnangagwa coming out and making an announcement about 17 October. So that is Friday. So we've got a busy 4 or 5 days ahead of us, starting with tomorrow, the burial of the late war veteran and military leader, that is Mpandasekwa. He's going to be buried tomorrow at the National Heroes Acre. And tomorrow you're going to see the first time that Chiwenga and Mnangagwa are going to appear together in the same place ever since that Politburo meeting when Chiwenga asked for Zvigananda to be arrested. So what has happened in between is that we've seen a backlash on Chiwenga from Mnangagwa and his crew. So Mnangagwa and his side have dug in, and Chiwenga and his side have also dug in. But as I always say to you, the biggest problem with Chiwenga is that he does not have a team. So Chiwenga does not have a team. He does not have anyone on his side. So he's got a lot of supporters, but he does not have a team that is standing with him. Chiwenga is facing the official government or Mnangagwa supporters who are in government, who are doing their job. He's also facing the unofficial groups that have been funded to go up against him. So Chiwenga has got an uphill battle, and he has had to increase his security. Yesterday, we've seen Chiwenga arriving at Hwedza once again for the second week running. So what Chiwenga is doing is that he is spending more and more time in Hwedza. And the reason why he's doing that is because it's harder to access Hwedza. If you guys have gone in that area, you will know that it's very difficult. Once you get to the area around Marondera, the roads are very bad. And Chiwenga himself normally flies by helicopter to Hwedza. So he is using the difficult terrain in Hwedza to increase security. And it's funny to me to see Chiwenga doing this. Look at him yesterday here. So we've got some pictures of Chiwenga at Hwedza. Yesterday he was at his family home, or I don't know exactly what this is, but he was at a family function in Hwedza once again. Following last week, he was again at Hwedza launching Mwana Anokosha, and you can see that Chiwenga probably spending more time using the same strategy that Mugabe was using. Mugabe would go home every Friday, and that was in Zvimba. So here we see Chiwenga every single week going home and avoiding public appearances. At the same time, we saw Minotabo yesterday at a Catholic function, and for the first time, Chiwenga was not present. So Chiwenga is avoiding any public appearances, spending more time in his rural home, where it is harder to access, and also where there are more people that know him, familiar faces around him. What am I expecting to happen? I'm expecting a big move and push, a final push against Chiwenga, because currently Mnangagwa has made what we call half a move. Imagine another year. We've gone through the whole of 2024 to 2025 with this same situation. Imagine Mnangagwa having to go again for a year. So I don't expect Mnangagwa to stop where he has moved. So he was surprised by the confrontation and the effort, but I think Mnangagwa is regrouped, and we're expecting to see a move against Chiwenga this particular week, not only at the conference, but I am expecting to see more people being chopped from those who are expected or suspected of supporting Chiwenga, including Zabanyana here. He was the first casualty or the second casualty in ZANU-PF. We have seen the list yesterday regarding the people in Matabeleland who are going to be dismissed. So we've got 3 top people in Matabeleland who are going to be dismissed. So a lot of people that support Chiwenga are being decimated. So if you want to see that letter which is circulating, there's a letter which is showing who in Matabeleland is going to be removed. So those actions are taking place behind the scenes. And Chiwenga obviously increasing the security. It does not help that Mnangagwa has come out and announced a protest. This protest is key. Is it going to succeed? Who's going to lead? Who is going to arrive at Robert Mugabe Square? If someone arrives there, are they going to be able to take the hit? So if you're going to arrive at Robert Mugabe Square, it means now we are moving. If we see people arriving there, we see that things will be moving. Normally what happens is that people get arrested. So you need someone who is able to stop the arrests. How is that going to happen? So that is very important. We're watching very closely. Mnangagwa, he's put his reputation on the line. But you cannot separate the two. You cannot separate Mnangagwa and Chiwenga and Geza, because Geza has made it clear that he wants Chiwenga to go into office. So what do you think Mnangagwa is thinking right now? He is thinking Geza is working for Chiwenga. So what is going to happen? And there's no way of turning that back. So this is a final push, a final week, and that security measure that Chiwenga is putting, I think tomorrow it will be tested, because he has to be in the presence of Mnangagwa. And we're going to watch, it's going to be a public display of those security arrangements that Chiwenga has put in place. But here I can see him traditionally, he's going to his village, and that is interesting. Let's see what happens tomorrow morning. We're going to be here because after the burial, immediately after the burial, they are going to move to Mutare. The ZANU-PF Annual National People's Conference is starting tomorrow. So an amazing week. We're going to have so much drama, but it won't end without someone dropping off. So between Chiwenga and Mnangagwa, one of them will be on top. The protest is meant to make sure that if there is 2030, so if 2030 succeeds, it is meant to make sure that immediately there's a backlash on Mnangagwa. So it's a strategic move. And at the back of Mnangagwa's head will be, what happens if we go for 2030? Are we going to be pushed out? How angry are people going to be? So it's a strategic move. At the same time, it's a deterrent. So they're trying to deter Mnangagwa from going for 2030. So let's see how it goes. Starting tomorrow, we're going to see very, very interesting events. Then today, obviously, we have other events that are going to take place. The burial of the late ambassador of South Africa to France is going to take place today. He's going to be buried in KZN. And then, as I said, we have the burial of Mpandasekwa here, who's going to be buried tomorrow. And something very strange is happening. And if you were watching when they went to the royal home, you clearly saw that the wife and the children are not traveling with him. And the family, it seems like the family in Mwenezi is not there. So I don't know what's happening. It seems like there was a local community, but there was no family. I didn't see any family members. Also, his wife and children, they don't seem to be sitting near or around the coffin like we expect and see in African culture. When he went to his rural home, you saw that they tried very hard to fit his body into his house, and they failed. Obviously, they couldn't get this body into the house. I don't know why they insist on pushing the body of someone into a house. So if someone is dead, why are they trying to put him in the house? And this is very strange. He's got no house in the rural area. His farm has not been taken care of. And as I said, the children and wife don't seem to be around the body. I'm seeing more of an aunt or a sister, but not the actual family. So some drama happening there. We're going to see tomorrow who's going to receive the flag from Mnangagwa. But check out what happened here. The army flew to his home in Mwenezi. There is absolutely nothing at this home. Like there's no house at all. He probably built this when he was a young man. A little room. That's all that there is. And our army guys struggling a lot. You know the plans that we have for the army. It's said, if you look at the guys in the army, most of them, they don't have anything. If we were to see a picture of what's inside here, You'll be shocked. Brigadier generals at that level, most of them have got nothing. This is crazy. I cannot believe it. But this is what happened. So let's see what happens tomorrow at the burial, which is going to happen at 9 a.m. at the National Heroes Acre. We'll be watching very, very closely. Then let's go to Makandiwa. You know Makandiwa, I like Makandiwa very much. He's amazing. Makandiwa, when he was just a student pastor, I think I spent a year with him at AFM Bulawayo City Center. So Makandiwa was a young man, a trainee under AFM President Madziviri. So those who know, they know this. AFM trained Makandiwa. President Madziviri of the AFM was the senior pastor, and Makandiwa was the junior pastor. So Makandiwa built his church from scratch, and we're watching him. Very interesting. Apostle Vutabwashe Tawonga Vutabwashe was one of the pastors that went around, a group of young pastors that went around with Makandiwa. So the friendship between Makandiwa and Vutabwashe goes way back. Back in 2001, they were already going around together. And yesterday, I was very interested to see Makandiwa appearing together with Grace Mugabe. So Makandiwa has appeared with Grace Mugabe. So I'm not seeing what's happening in my pictures. So Makandiwa has appeared with Grace Mugabe, Vutabwashe. You can see his wife there, and you can see the wife of Vutabwashe over here. You can also see on your left, you're going to see Barbara and Auxilia Mnangagwa. So Makandiwa, very interesting guy, probably one of the smartest people that you've ever seen. And he's going to this thing here, knowing very well that he's the boss of religion in Zimbabwe. There is no person that is on top of Makandiwa when it comes to being a prophet or running a church. But do you see how humble he is? He goes over here, he sits here, he listens. I don't know how many hours this took. But for the first time, Makandiwa sits there without talking and without doing anything. Just sits there and watches. A very interesting visuals. So if you can find the full footage, go over there and check it out. This is an interesting event. One of the most interesting events that has ever happened in Zimbabwe. So amazing stuff. Go check out Benny Hinn bringing out most people over. But I would, at any day, go to Makandiwa's church than to a Benny Hinn church. But that is just me. On any day. Right, let's go to some drama. More drama has taken place. You cannot believe what has happened yesterday. And this is a leak. So you all know that drama takes place. And today and yesterday, we had a trending video. So one of our vloggers has leaked. So the pictures or video is out. And for those who have watched it, I don't know if you're impressed or not, but she's called Rich McLeish, very young lady from Zimbabwe, a TikToker and vlogger. So the pictures and video have leaked, and she has explained that these are from 2021. So she's saying these are not new. Whatever you're seeing is old, and people have been asking her to pay. So these videos were leaked on Telegram, and people are asking her to pay, and she doesn't have the money to pay. So they are continuing to leak those pictures of herself and video. And I could see that she was sending them to someone. So if you're a young lady, avoid sending anything to a guy. There is no need for it. If he wants to see it, he must come where you are. Don't say, I will send you my video. You will be leaked and it doesn't look good. It will damage your career. So that has happened yesterday. Obviously, it's part of my job. I have to watch everything. So I do have to watch everything. So guys, don't look for it. Normally, it is leaked on Telegram. And then, obviously, if someone leaks your pictures, there are many ways of removing it. It's not difficult at all these days to remove any picture of yourself online. Right, now let's look at the newspapers and then we're out. But before we go, let's look at this divorce settlement. It's a staggering divorce settlement from South Africa. Bali has won a massive divorce settlement from her ex-husband, Black Coffee. So you know that these two were married in 2011 and then in 2017. So that is in community or property because it's a traditional marriage. So in 2017, they signed an anti-nuptial contract. In 2019, they separated after Black Coffee fathered 2 children with different women. And then she's been fighting in court from 2019 to 2025. And then yesterday, a news came out when she announced that she has won the court case and she's going to get over $30 million. According to estimation, she's going to get $30 million of Black Coffee's money. And also she's going to get support for the children. I think they have 2 children together. And this is a massive victory for Mbali, who is also quite outspoken. I've never seen anyone as outspoken as Mbali. And she is probably matching Black Coffee pound for pound in terms of publicity. He's got a lot of money. And the newspapers in South Africa avoid talking about such things, but she's able to communicate a position herself online. So amazing divorce settlement. That is almost $30 million. Black Coffee is one of the wealthiest musicians in Africa, in fact, worldwide. And that is amazing to see that he's lost this case. So the lawyers are going to make a lot of money from this because you pay for the lawyers also if you are the man. Then let's see what else we have to cover. Let's quickly look at the newspapers and we're out. Madagascar coup is ongoing. As I'm talking right now, the coup in Madagascar is ongoing. The president of Madagascar has fled into the French embassy because he's a French citizen. So he's got citizenship in 2014. And the men are seeing at the center there, Keno Meka is the transitional leader, or he's declared himself the transitional leader of Madagascar. So SADC in a quandary. The problem with SADC is they don't understand how to interfere at the right time. They only come at the end. SADC should, when there's a problem like what is happening in Tanzania, they should have rules for saying you can't do that. You can't arrest an opposition leader. You cannot do that to the citizens. If you kill people, you're going to be in trouble. There is no consequences in SADC. Mnangagwa does what he likes. The Tanzanian president, Samia Suluhu Hassan, she does what she likes. She arrests people and throws them in jail. Countries around the region, they are violating human rights. Take, for example, what was happening in Botswana. The situation in Botswana got so bad under the president Masisi. SADC did nothing. And SADC right there inside of Botswana. Those are the kind of things that happen in SADC until people have to take their matters into their own hands. That is crazy. SADC is a toothless bulldog. And then obviously we've had the election in Seychelles. So we've had the election in Seychelles. The president has lost. The incumbent president of Seychelles has lost. And the opposition leader currently has won the election with over 52% of the vote. So they did the first round, and then the second round was done on the 10th. The results have been revealed today. So the opposition leader has taken over. The current president, Wavo Ramakalan, only 1 term, and he has lost because of environmental issues and an investment from Dubai or UAE. So those are the issues that caused him to lose the election. So amazing day. Now let's quickly go to the newspapers, and I want to quickly look at whether our newspapers have published. That is the Herald. In fact, it's a Sunday. Sunday Mail. So let's look at Sunday Mail and see if they've published. Otherwise, they are sleeping on the job. So let's see if Sunday Mail is published. Who sleeps at this time? They're still sleeping. Makarana. And then let's look at Sunday News, still sleeping. So all our 2 newspapers today are still sleeping. Let's look at South African newspapers. Let's look at Sunday World. They will never miss. These newspapers are stunning. South African newspapers, they are always going to be on tap. So let's look at what they're covering. So they're covering DA and the mayoral election. I'm going to be covering this with you. But in terms of lifestyle, you can see that the young man here called Loiso Mangena is separated with his wife. So they are living in the same house, but she is living in a different bedroom. And the wife is Claudian Mariani Kenny. She says the man has withdrawn 1 million cash from their bond account and used it. He is living with his girlfriend at Waterfall City, and she wants out. So she wants out. She wants him to give back the money that is withdrawn. And she says that although he's dating and living with his wife, his girlfriend, he is controlling her life. So she doesn't want him to control her life. That is, if you have got your own girlfriend, she must also have her own boyfriend. So I don't know if that works. Most guys won't like it if their wife moves on. So they like to move on, but they don't want the wife to move on. So let's look at the Sunday Independent very quickly and see what is over there. And then we're out. The whole system is rigged. So that is the Independent on Sunday. The whole system is rigged. What is the system? Let's look at what system is rigged. Mkwanan's shock allegations demand parliamentary investigations. A secret battle to seize control of PIC funds unfolds. So there's no one in the whole of South Africa with more money than PIC. So there is a fierce battle underway for control of the Public Investment Corporation, Africa's largest manager, entrusted with over 3 trillion assets. So this is the biggest fund in the whole of South Africa, $150 billion under control. And these guys, if you go to the offices, you'll be shocked. A very tiny little office, but they control so much money. And then regarding what is happening with the parliamentary investigation, the police minister, Senzo Mutunu, has written a letter, a cease and desist letter to the South African Police Service. And she is saying that if they're intending to come to his house and search, they must give him the search warrant so that he can defend against it. So a lot going to happen next week. We're also going to see the general appearing next week in Parliament. So at the Parliamentary Portfolio meeting, that is General Shadrack Sibiya is going to appear over there, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to see drama because these guys, and like I always say, South Africa is being destroyed. This country was doing so well, but it is in the hands of gangsters. So South Africa is in the hands of gangsters. It's a gangsters' paradise. You're going to see South Africa as a third world country very, very soon. Unemployment is skyrocketing. Corruption is high up there. And what people are doing right now, businesses, they're not investing in anything. They're taking their money and they're putting it on the stock exchange. They're putting it into the money market. Speculation has started in South Africa and it's destroying the economy. The president of South Africa, Ramaphosa, has declared an emergency this week because of what is happening, the economic emergency, because everything is falling apart. And as I always say to you, walk into any mall and you're likely the only person in that shop. Whatever shop you're in, you're probably the only person there. Small businesses are not opening. There's no new businesses coming up. And when that happens, you have speculation into property, into assets, into cash, into shares, into Bitcoin, a lot of illicit activities. Because any public organization that you know, the people in charge of it are stealing from it, are destroying it, and criminals and police are buddies. So they spend the whole day together. When someone stands up like General Mkwanazi, it's shocking to the system. But there is no willpower. If you want to fix a country, you fix it from the top. And South Africa is rotten from the top. The top people in any organization are the rotten apples. And then Mkuma poses, how is the rand? The rand is very strong. The rand is very strong because of gold. So any currency with gold, you're going to have a strong currency. But the underlying economy of South Africa is very weak. Big companies are leaving. The economy is not working. It's not growing. The growth of South Africa has been less than 1% for the past 10 years. So it's terrible. The country is doing so badly. You need a new leader who is going to shock the system. So South Africa needs a shock and it needs someone who's going to do well. And it doesn't help that South Africa is associating themselves with the Hamas, with Iran, and that makes it worse. Sanctions on it, tariffs, and all these things that are coming on South Africa because of the poor relationship that the South Africans have with the Americans. Now, let's quickly go to our people on Facebook. So I'm going to go here. So let's quickly see if any of the newspapers were published. Then I'm out to our people. So I've already shown you Ritz. Ritz has leaked. So let's look at Sunday Mail again, and out I will go. I don't sleep, guys. You saw me here before you slept. That's what I always say, that you see me before you sleep. That is because of Mve. Mve is very strong. You can be awake for the whole night without any problems. So these two newspapers are still not out. I will bring them to you around 12 when I'm back from my workout. So let's go to our people. And I want to start with Minnie. Minnie, what is she posting today? So I'm looking here at Minnie Tabo over here. And then let's see what happens. So I'm very disgusted by people who become my friend and then they put the reels with funny pictures. I don't like it. So there is Minnie. She is showing that she attended the Pilgrims of Hope prayer day at Pomola South. We are blessed, and I encourage fellow pilgrims to live a prayerful life, a life of service to others, to be humble and trust the will of God in their lives, among other things. So you can go and check it out on her channel. So she spoke here, and there were a lot of nuns. If that is your kind of thing, you can go and watch. And then Madam Boss, Madam Boss, let's see what she's saying here. The real boss. Yes, she is the real boss. Look at her. Look at that pair of pants. That is amazing. Madam Boss, Arukupisa, Semoto. So look at her and her pants. She's got a 350D. Guys, do you know how much that car costs? Your whole pay for the next 2 lives. You can't buy a 350D. And she did it just by being online. So she's amazing. She's doing so well. Madam Boss over here, probably one of the richest social media influencers in Zimbabwe. And look how she dresses. I like it. Over here, she is great. She's amazing. And she did it by herself. So she's not like being accused. You saw what happened to Wadzanai Manyore this week. Go and check out all the accusations that are being made about her shoes. I was watching them yesterday. It's shocking that someone has got so many shoes like Wadzanai. Madam Boss, a very humble person. And then let's go to Sanyatwe. So Chido Sanyatwe was with the July Moyo. And this is in October. So July Moyo with Sanyatwe over here. They are doing a lot in their constituency. I don't know what is the plan. So go check it out on Chido Sanyatwe Facebook page. So she's showing you all the things that they're doing over here. And then who else do we want to look at? We want to look at President Dumaboko, one of my favorite presidents. He's done so well ever since he came into office. So you can see Namibia and Botswana share deep and enduring bonds. We need each other to advance the interests and aspirations of our people. So go out, check out his speech over here. And then President Hakainde Hichilema. All these presidents, they post on a daily basis without fail. So you're going to see that President Hakainde Hichilema is very present. His social media team is doing so well. Dear God, as we walk into the Sabbath, guide our steps in peace, calm, and hearts in your presence, with your presence, and let every step draw us closer to you. So President Hakainde Hichilema facing an election in 2026, and currently what's happening in SADC, every incumbent is losing. So in 2028, Mnangagwa is going to follow. He's going to lose so badly to Gambakwe. But President Hakainde Hichilema is going to do well. He's brought Zambia to a level that no one has ever believed or thought possible. Okay, I think we've covered all our people on social media. That was amazing. Mkoma, Peter says you're now addicted to Mve. No, Mkoma Peter, I'm not addicted. I use Mve only when I'm about to do my work. So I don't drink it like you guys do, which is morning and evening. I only use it there when I'm about to do my work. So let's say I'm about to do my shoot. I wake up, I sleep at, let's say 2300, and I have to wake up at 2. So my sleep is 3 hours. Normally, every day I sleep only for 3 hours. But just before I start my shoot or my preparation at 2 a.m., I have to obviously have a bit, and I don't drink a lot of it. I think you can see Kapia Mdara is sitting here with me. So this is an important thing. And I also have to go into my workout right now. So after this, I'm going to do my workout, which is normally a run for 30 minutes. So I do a run because remember, Gambakwe almost died. So that was going to be a big loss for you, Zimbabwe. Imagine if I died, you guys are not going to have Gambakwe media. You're not going to have 8 pillars. You're not going to have 8 pillars, which is 1,500 tax-free, 160 new towns, high-speed rail, only 8 ministries, military plan city, homecoming, and tourism-based economy. I was going to be gone in heaven. By the way, I wasn't going to go to heaven. In Nini, when I was sick and I almost died, I did not go to heaven. I went to a different place. That is a place with our people. So, you know where I'll be. Kudenga. Kudenga Indaimega. And Ndiri Kwangu. Kune peace. Variku Mepo. So I went to Variku Mepo. So let's look at Chamisa before we go. Nelson Chamisa. Uriere Chamisa. Uriere Chamisa. And let's go and look at Chamisa. That is what they say in their language in the village. Uriere Chamisa Anwe. Let's look at what he's saying on his Twitter. So that is Nelson Chamisa, opposition leader of Zimbabwe, currently not visible at all. What did Chamisa say? A blessed land of delight. Then all the nations will call you blessed, for you will be a land of delight, said the Lord of hosts. Malachi 3, verse 12. I received this special assurance, celebrated his precious promise. Our God is in it. Sabbath nugget. Chamisa, man. So you see, Chamisa will never launch. It will never happen. We'll be back here. Remember, I told you on the 6th of this month. He's going to say, I'm going to launch. He will never launch. So don't look forward to his presidential candidates. You must vote for Gambakwe 2028. We're going to do so well, and it's going to be amazing. One thing about me, I have vivid dreams. So when I go to bed, I sleep for 3 hours, but I have vivid dreams. I see things like I see colors, I see things before they happen, and I see politics, or I dream political dreams. So I'll dream about what is going to happen to Chamisa, what is going to happen to Hopo, what is going to happen to Mnangagwa. Some of the dreams that I have are crazy. Guys, this is what we call political dreams. That is me because of all the work that I do. But the dreams I had about our country are very simple. We're going to do so well. You're going to see in 2028 something that you've never seen. We're going to have a totally different country. And young people are going to make it. They're going to make it very, very much. I've shown you guys 5 years ago that there's going to be a new parliament, and who is going to be in that parliament. But I won't be in that parliament, but I'll be there. So that day, I've told you that dream more than 5 years ago. So things are working out together. And I've told you about Mnangagwa and the dream of the metal house. So go and see the day when I was talking to Prophet Advocate Joshua, and who told you what is going to happen to Mnangagwa, what I saw about Mnangagwa and his home turning into metal, and he was alone at the center of the home, but everything had turned into metal. So go back in the past. We're just about to witness one of the biggest changes in our country, but it's not a change that you expect. Remember, we are going to go into a transition, and then we're going to go into the election. So 2028, we're going to have an election. Don't worry about all these other things that are being said. 2028, we're going to have an election, but we're going to go through a transition. How is that transition going to be managed? Who is going to be in that transition? Let's see what happens. and God is in it. God is in it. God doesn't do anything for you when you can do it yourself. So let me explain how God works. And this is my own view. I don't know God. I've never met him. No one has met God in person. So what God does, and this is, I said, my opinion. Let's say a snake enters your house. You can't stand there and say, God is going to help me. You take a stick and you beat the hell out of that snake and it dies or he lives. You don't wait there and say, God is going to come and kill the snake. The snake will beat you up. So you must be using your brain. When you are capable, do it. But when you're falling off an aeroplane, God is going to make you fall smoothly and you don't die. There are people who have survived a crash. That is God. You can't control that. So let's make sure that with the things we can control, we do them. We don't want weak people. We don't want absent leaders. We don't want people who don't question things. So if someone says, we're having a protest on the 17th of October, I like protests too, but we must ask him, who is going to take over? That is the question that I asked yesterday. So we must challenge him and say, who is taking over after the protest? So that question must arise and it must continue to be asked. So that is what I'm talking about. The things that we do politically will affect your pocket. Are you going to get money when the new government comes in? We want money. We want you guys to be wealthy. We want you to do well. Zimbabwe is the best country in the world. There is no country like Zimbabwe in any place in the world. With so many people educated, mineral concentration of Zimbabwe is less than 1,000 kilometers. Everything is within 1,000 kilometers. On the north, on the south, on the east, if you put a rail, 2 hours from every place, you need a good leader in our country. You don't want someone who is a pathetic leader, a pathetic, weak, and absent leader. You don't need that. You need a strong leader in our country. We're going to do so well. We're going to have so many tourists. The game parks in Zimbabwe are more than 20 big game parks. I'm talking about places with wild animals, and you can go to many, many places. Great Zimbabwe, you can go to Nyanga, you can go to Victoria Falls, you can go even in Harare. When you're in Harare, you can go to many different places. On a Friday, if you leave Harare, you can be in any beautiful place within an hour or two. Our beautiful country has got gold like no other country. The gold in our country is such that we can repay back all our debt if you've got a great president within less than a year. That is how much gold we've got. So you need a good leader, you need strength, and our army guys, they're going to do so well. I've got so much love for our guys in the army, and we've got a lot of love. So let's go to Adelaide. Do you want to take over? I don't want to take over. I want elections. So myself, I believe in elections. We're going to be running a campaign. I'll be in Zimbabwe. We set up our party. We run elections. I don't believe in any other thing. I believe in elections. You lie to yourself that you are educated, yet you fake degrees. Gambakwe, you can say other things. This man has got real and genuine degrees. So I got a BSc in computer science. I got a master's of business leadership. I've got a project management, what a program. I did 2 years of project management. I've audited almost 20 of the top GSC companies. I've worked in South Africa, United States, Europe, almost every African country. I sit here on this chair for more than 3 hours a day to talk to you without missing a bit. What kind of a president do you need? You need a president that is present, a president that is able to make things happen. Gambakwe, sometimes you make me laugh really. Yes, Nkoma Boto, I make you laugh. That is amazing. Things you report on Gambakwe are also reported by other media houses. That's true. I saw, imagine if I reported everything myself. The only person who's not a media house is someone who quits and goes and looks for a job. That is pathetic. So if you leave your media house and go and look for a job, that is pathetic. Waka broker, right? Waka broker, chikanza, waka broker, right? And then when you come You make so much noise about other journalists so that you look relevant. So, Chiwenga has got Abantu is power when a pardon. Chiwenga, I don't want to talk about Chiwenga right now. And the Pizza. So I think I've covered it. I'm not ZANU. So Musada was just ZANU sterek. So sometimes people want to know too much about ZANU. Kuti Chiwenga will die. Remember, we're not ZANU. So remember, always don't say, maybe if it's not Chiwenga, it's another Muchangwa, or maybe if it's not Muchangwa, it's Opa. Yes, we say that, but it's not the thing, it's not the real thing. We just say that because it's interesting. But we've got a campaign. I've got a campaign. So I've got my own campaign and I push my own thing. I'm not going to push ZANU. Imagine if we said ZANU-PF must take over for the next 10 years. Are you going to like it? So support Gambakwe and let's make it happen. Right, let's go now to Mve. As I said, this thing is very, very powerful. Get a packet. Always have a packet of Mve. And that is for the guys in Harare. You can pick up or you can deliver. Bulawayo, pick up or deliver. All over Zimbabwe, DHL or Swift. UK, DHL, 1 day or 2 days. South Africa, get yourself a packet. And we'll throw in a packet of Mazondo spice so that you can do very, very well. A TD tricha, Neka Yaris. 1 liter turns into 3 liters. 1 kickstart and you don't have to crank it. Mazano, wapana very weak. Zosemesa. A TD, one very weak. So I think I have to go. Let's see what else I've left here. Guys, I'll see you again very soon. Let me look at this sad situation in South Africa. This young lady has passed away. So we've got a young lady who has passed away. Once again, another teacher has died and the family is looking for assistance. So she has passed away overseas where she was teaching. And let's see what her name is. So that is Poppy Molefe, has passed away in Rome, Italy. And she was over there as a teacher. It takes 80,000 rands or $4,000 to move a body from Italy to South Africa. And she just passed away suddenly. So these things are happening. If you're overseas, please have insurance. So don't be seated at UK. You've got 5 kids and you don't pay £10 or £20 every month for your repatriation. If you die, we're going to have to gather money together. So we're going to work on a plan. I just got a little bit lazy to do it. But we obviously need everybody to have an insurance. So I'd approached a number of funeral homes and I think you saw me with one minute the other time. So because I got busy, we never got to it. But we need you guys to have policies. So this kind of thing happens a lot in South Africa. 18 bodies a year have to be repatriated by DECO. And DECO doesn't give money. They just arrange. So imagine pass away by yourself in a foreign country. And people now have to scrounge. The people that you left at home, they've got nothing and they now have to raise money for you. So we want every person to have a policy. So make sure you have a policy. And guys like Nyarazu, they must have cheaper policies. People are paying crazy money, like $20 a month per person. That is crazy. My whole family, I think for a policy that covers 5 people, we pay 400 rands, which is about $20 for 5 people. So they must have these kind of things so that our people don't have to go through these situations, which is crazy. All right. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And I'll see you guys a little bit later. And a good day to you all.